Alright, so in my hand I have 5 envelopes. One says leisure, one says travel, one says health, one says career, one says fashion. So one of these envelopes has got a lot of money in it. So I am going to have 4 of you choose 4 envelopes. If you get to choose the envelope which has money, then you get to win it. All right? So let me try this. You look excited. You are just going to call out one of these. Which one would you like to go for? Leisure. Here you go. You can hold on to this. Do not open it. Hold on to this. Leisure. And we have travel, health, career, and fashion. So, gentlemen here, travel. Okay. Here you go. Do not open it. Hold on to this. And we have health, career, and fashion. So, what would you like to go for? Health. You can take health. That leaves with fashion and career. Which one would you like to go for? You go with career. Would you like to change your mind? You are happy with the mind you have? Okay. You can come up and you can take career. Here you go. You should have changed your mind. Now you can't. That leaves me with fashion. All right. So, you have health, right? Open health and see what do you have inside. No, it's just a blank paper and you can check yours. What is in leisure? It's a blank paper. And sir, travel, check out what's in travel. It's a blank paper. You have career, check out. I didn't leave money in career. Career gives you a lot of satisfaction, but not money. I am the living example. So, you can keep that in. That leaves me with fashion, the one which has money in it. Thank you. Usually somebody claps for this. Thank you. Thank you. Now seriously, if only you had chosen fashion, you could have won. This is what you could have won. You could have won, as you can see, 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000 rupees you could have won if only you had chose fashion. I thought you would have gone for fashion, but I know this left you all feeling a bit bitter that none of you want to give me a round of applause. I understand. Thank you. Now I feel like I asked for it. What you just got to witness is a classic mentalism performance on the demonstration of influence. Is such a thing even possible? We tend to believe if we have strong mind, we cannot be influenced, right? But if we think so, then we are overlooking the fact that our fundamental thoughts and beliefs are something that we have picked up over the time, either consciously or unconsciously, from our parents, from our culture, from society, from what we have exposed ourselves to, like media, travel, books, and so on. Having these fundamental beliefs as the base, we create new thoughts, ideas, opinions, and actions, which over the time we tend to believe as our own thoughts and opinions, forgetting the origin they are coming from. These external influences that I am talking about, they play a vital role in the construction of our ego, in making who we are, which in turn decides what our dreams, desires, fears, goals, and ambitions is, especially the influence through media. It creates ideas in our minds of what is cool, what is hip, what success be like and stuff which are far from what the truth is. I guess you are with me so far, whatever I'm saying. Most of the time we live our lives unaware of how we formulated these ideas in our mind, staying hypnotized by all these external influences, unless we are aware and we are conscious about how we got these thoughts and how we formulated these ideas, we would end up living a life which would be very mediocre. How would I know? Let me share a study, an interesting study, a study which was conducted on some of the most successful entrepreneurs, businessmen, and adventure enthusiasts. It shows that when they achieved their dream, that goal which they badly wanted to achieve, say someone wanted to climb Mount Everest and they achieved it. After their achievement, after celebrating their achievement, they kind of felt empty and a little confused than how they started in the first place when they started their journey. This because now they are clueless on what next to shoot for, because they have achieved the pinnacle of what they can achieve. And they have also realized that this achievement did not give them the kind of happiness that they were looking for. I think some of you can relate to this, because most of the time we create fantasies in our mind, believing if only we fulfill these fantasies, then we would be happy and satisfied ever after, only to realize that this achievement did not make much of a difference in our life. As a race, right now, most of us are living our lives predominantly this way, from our head, trying to fulfill our fantasies. I would say it's an ego-gratifying journey where we are wasting our life, and in doing so, in all this madness, we are also doing our bit of damage to the environment and the planet as well. This is the case because we have lost touch with who we really are. We are incredible beings who are unaware of our true potential. If only we get in touch with our inner world, then we would get to understand what we have forgotten. We would remember what we have forgotten, and then we will not be keeping up with this neurotic way of living. Now this would come across as a little mystical and a little woo-woo, so let's back it up with some science. This is going to be very interesting, because today's science show that our heart is not merely a pumping organ. It is the most intelligent organ in our body. We thought it's the brain, right? But heart is the most intelligent organ in our body, because the electromagnetic field of the heart is 5,000 times higher than the electromagnetic field of the brain, making it the most intelligent organ in our body. HeartMath Institute's research show that there is so much information being sent from the heart to the brain, but since we are so stuck in our heads, our usual conditioned patterns of living, our conditioned ways of thinking, that we are not able to see beyond it, that we are not able to have much access to our heart. If only we quieten this, we'd be able to have access to this, and a life which is led by our heart would be much more gratifying. How gratifying it would be? Gary Weber, who is an author and a researcher, who shows brain studies, MRI brain studies of brain experiencing different pleasures. As per the results, on a scale of 1 to 10, on a pleasure scale where 1 being the lowest of the pleasure one can experience and 10 being the highest of the pleasure one can experience. On this pleasure scale of 1 to 10, the pleasure via sex stands at number 8. The pleasure one gets out of sex stands at number, it can give you only pleasure 8, not at a whooping 10 like how I used to believe during my adolescence. So it can give you 8, and the pleasure via drugs, especially psychedelic drugs, a lot of research is going on these drugs, showing how it helps people to come out of depression and gives them a spiritual experience. And the pleasure via these drugs stand at number 9.5. So I wouldn't suggest any one of you to have these drugs, because I have some better suggestion. That is the one which lies at number 10. The pleasure which is experienced at number 10 is the pleasure which is experienced by the ones who are in complete tune with their heart. Long time meditators experience this pleasure which ranks at number 10, where they are completely blissed out and in a state of tranquility almost all the time. So if you can't relate to the pleasure via drugs or sex, then think about the pleasure via alcohol and food, which is very prevalent in our society, which falls way too down on this scale. What I am trying to say is, if only we are quietening this, then naturally we will get in touch with the inner world, and where we would get all the satisfaction that we are looking for. Sages and enlightened masters talk about this place, this bliss, which lies right here in this very moment. If only we are completely aware of this present moment, to the degree of awareness we have, as per the degree we would get blissed out. The key is in getting in touch with the way we are feeling. I want you to bring your awareness to your feet. As you are sitting there, as you are watching, bring your awareness to your feet and become aware of all the sensations in your feet. If your mind is wandering around, just gently bring your awareness to your feet. Bring your awareness to your palms, the feelings on your palm. Become aware of what you are feeling, all the sensations on your palm. Become aware of the air which is touching your body. Become aware of the air that is touching your body, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet, throughout your body, wherever the air is touching you, become aware of it. Become aware of the breath which is going in and out of your body, as it goes into your lungs and out of your body. Become aware of a growing sensation in your chest, a sense of appreciation and gratitude for all that you have in your life, for all the blessings and for all the goodness that you have in your life. Expand this sense of appreciation and gratitude in your chest. Let it expand, let this good feeling expand, and let it engulf the entire body. Great. Notice as you are doing this, you are not worried about the issues of your past or the issues of your future at this moment. Even though those issues are there in the back of your mind, right now at this moment you have achieved a bit of peace and contentment just by tuning in the way you are feeling at this moment. The idea is to get in touch with this place. The idea is to get in touch with how you are feeling. You can open your eyes now. You can visit this space again and again. Get in touch with this space again and again, so that you can expand your heart space, the feeling space, from where you get all the abundant love, healing, and the clarity that you are looking for. The more you get in touch with this place, the more abundance flows into your life. All that we are looking for in the outer world, all the satisfaction, we can get here if only we keep visiting this place. So now, with all these studies that I presented, we are aware that living our life led by our heart is the most intelligent way to live. What good would it do to the planet? Would it help our neighbor? Would it help the planet? If you are thinking so, I have a fascinating study which was conducted by a bunch of meditators who are known as peace creating group. When these who were meditating to promote peace in war zones, when 8,000 of these meditators had gathered and were meditating, where they ceased their thought activity and held peace in their hearts, it affected the war situation positively. Statistics show the correlation between these meditators meditating and the drop in violence and terror in war zones. Crime activity also had subsided drastically during this time. Interesting, isn't it? There is a whole branch of study which is known as morphogenetic field, which shows how we are contributing to the entire world just with our state of mind. With our state of mind alone, we can influence the entire world. Coming back to the influence that I was talking in the beginning, if we are happy, compassionate, and in a state of positivity, then we share this space not only with the ones who are physically around us, but also in the collective consciousness with everyone around the planet. Like, it's like if you are feeling negative, then you will be adding to the collective consciousness, but with negative energy. Raising your vibration higher by experiencing joy, by exercising love, by increasing a sense of gratitude and appreciation for whatever you have, you would be able to raise the vibration of the entire planet. To sum it all up, bringing peace to ourselves and finding the love within is the best thing that we can do to ourselves, to the society, and to the planet. If you look at the world right now, isn't it a mess? This is the world that we have created because we've been relying so much by our mind or our ego's way. Albert Einstein says, we cannot solve a problem with the same thinking we used when we created them. The problems of the present world require a paradigm shifting solution. Now we know where to look for. Let the light from within guide us. Thank you.